Good morning. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna go ahead and pull out the Silverado's transfer case. It's time for it to come out so we can install the Atlas. It's over here. Take you guys over. Woo! There she is, boys. So Paul and I are going to get the transmission jack under the truck, start unbolting the NP264, and get it pulled out. Let's do it.
I was breathless, my heart restless. Every turn felt like it was wrong, but I kept going to show I was strong. Pushing to my own song, but you came, you made me see the weight I put on me was too much, too tough to heal. I needed time, I needed to be still.
Hey bros, what's up? Back at it today in the garage. Yesterday we got the transfer case test fitted like 7 times because you gotta clock it. It's not an infinity clocking ring on this Atlas. You only have 4 positions, so we tried each one of them. So we got the 4th one is what we're gonna obviously have to use, being a Silverado. There's not much floor clearance as in to say like an XJ Jeep. You know, so it's going to be tight like a Toyota. So we're going to go ahead and get out the #1 sandpaper, the 5-pound hammer, and go ahead and beat the floor in. I got permission from Rick and Eric to do it. We're going to beat it in right at the front right of the seat. So it shouldn't affect your feet at all. So it's just right there. It'll be just an extra dent in the floor. So we're going to take this snap-on 5-pound dead blow hammer, beat that in, and then try fitting it again. And if that doesn't work, we'll go ahead and pull out the driver's seat and the die grinder and cut open the floor. So, let's do it, guys. Dog Moose! Big dog Moose, shop dog. What are you doing, Moose? You being a good boy, Moose? Yeah, big boy Moose, huh? Big, good boy. We doing this, Paul?
We're doing it.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go over on this side so I can stay out of the way. You can see where that little dent is where it already pushed up a little. Which you showed me, actually.
Well, this is what I'm going to do. I know you said you swing the hammer, but I'm going to get that other ball peen hammer.
That's a good idea. You just use it as a dolly.
Yep. That's what I pictured in my mind.
The proper word.
And then we can crip it.
Yeah, we're going to get right at that corner and then have to go in.
Or do you want me to get the...
One
of the lights?
We can move the Atlas. No, I can see super good.
Well, here, let me just
this Sony is super good in low lighting.
Down. It'll be cool.
Cables are good.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, the seat stud is like underneath this sheet metal right here. You might have to initiate, just, you know. It's gonna be like beating in a drift car tunnel of an S13 to fit a CD09. That's gonna have to go up the complete opposite direction. You know, just inverted completely in.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna.
All right, bros. We'll get back to you guys in a few minutes. We'll get that clearanced.
It's a light massage.
Hey guys, what's up? Back at it this morning again. Yesterday we left off by beating the floor in as much noises as usual. But we beat the floor in as much as we could to fit the Atlas. I mean, this Atlas is really big. Look how big this thing is. You know, you come over here, oh, smashing my head. This transfer case is half the size on this side. So, we tried beating the floor in, and that didn't do it. So now we're gonna have to just go ahead and custom modify the floor, just like you would do in a Toyota. I mean, if you have a Jeep JK or XJ, this will go right in because of the way the floor is designed. But we flocked it as much as we can, so we're gonna go ahead and drop the truck, pull out the driver's seat and center console, and go ahead and cut open the floor. So let's get started, guys. Paul and I've got a lot to do.
Step on the land, I've got your hand, and now we're way down, fade out low. Was it your plan? Can't understand. I love the air you bring, everything. I'm in the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you understand. I love the air you bring, everything. I'm in the sun, a fire is burning. You tell me to hold on tight. I wish that we could stay here forever. I wanna remember. Oh, the sight of you brings the fight in me, makes me wanna move. Fingers down your spine, looking in my eyes, feel your hands on mine. Tonight we're freer than ever. I wanna remember. Oh, we run every endeavor. I wanna
Alright guys, that's the placement of the Atlas. You know, we got the floor cut out into a good spot to where the transfer case sits, and then we left the front right bolt for the driver's side seat, but that's going to have to come out. We're going to have to move over another 3/4 of an inch to an inch just along the seam and cut along there, just like you guys saw in the B-roll. And then the transmission needs to come down probably 2 degrees, so it's at a total of 3 degrees. And then we can get that plugged on there, but we're going to still cut that extra sheet metal away because it's touching the far left of the Atlas on the top side of it. So we'll go ahead and get that cut and trimmed tomorrow. It's 11:45 at night. We've been working on this since 2 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and, you know, do that tomorrow. You know, first we massaged the floor to see if that would work, would clearance it enough, which is what you always want to do. That's why we didn't just go right ahead and cut out the floor. So. But yeah, we'll get that trimmed up tomorrow, and then we'll get the transfer case mounted, and we'll move on to designing that cross member. So, all right guys, see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, what's up? Today, Paul, Derek, and I are in the garage. We're gonna get the OEM cross member frame side brackets cut off the frame, because we got the transfer case put in last night for its final time. So we're going to get them cut off so that way I can start designing up its Cougar House Fab Atlas cross member to match everything else with the cutouts and such. So we're going to get those blasted off. Paul's over here pulling off lines, the fuel lines and the ABS modules on this side, so we can get them out of the way for Derek. Derek's going to get started and start cutting off the one over here. Let me zoom in. Right there, you guys can see it. There you go. Those cut off because it's in the wrong position with the Atlas. As you guys can see, here's the mount, and the Atlas needs to be lined up something like this. So we're gonna go ahead and get to work here, guys. Cue the music. Let's get started.
And now I know my heart is a ghost.
Alright guys, Paul and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here on the truck. Okay, we got, you know, the wheels and tires pulled off it. You know, we got the rear shocks pulled off it. The traction bars pulled off of it. Everything's cleared off in here ready. You guys saw in the footage. We got the factory OEM cross member points cut out of here. That's where the frame transitions from full boxed in to open C channel right there. So what we're gonna do, Atlas likes you to use this little tiny mount or advanced adapters, but I like the idea much more of using half of this inspection plate right here. We're gonna use all the ones along the side, these 6, these 2, and have it go there. And then there will be a transition piece that'll come down like a T-square. And then we'll go down to this bushing right here, the OEM one. So that way, anytime it has to be replaced, it's just an easy replacement instead of tracking down some weird aftermarket urethane bushings. So Paul and I are gonna go ahead and pull tape here and start designing up this cross member and put it in the engineering PC. And then we'll probably cut the episode there. It's been like 4 or 5 days we've been working on this truck straight. So we'll let's get that designed up and move on from there. Hey guys, alright, that's going to end this video. You know, it's been more than a couple days. We unboxed the Atlas and we got it all put together. We got the cable shift kit put together on it. That's what Atlas says to put on there first before you even test fit it. And then we did a bunch of test fits, you know, at the various clocking angles that we could get it in there at. And then we cut open the floor and made room for the Atlas to actually fit there. Even though we clocked it to 38 degrees, there still wasn't enough room for it to completely fit in the space the NP 264 sat in, because it's such a smaller transfer case for this OEM, you know, 1500 Chevrolet here. So we got that installed, guys, and now we moved on to cutting a bunch of stuff off the frame. We cut off the pieces that hold the OEM cross member for the transmission off, so they're out of our way. And then we cut off a few extra brackets towards the front of the truck that were still there from tearing down the IFS, a couple that were up near the engine mount. So we got them all cleaned out and ground smooth. So that's those are out of there, so that way it's just a clean engine compartment now. There's no reason to have extra brackets on. And those were impeding us from bolting on the coilovers for a couple of the bolts. So no, those are out of the way. We're able to completely bolt the coilovers on. And then Paul, Derek, and I started tearing down the truck. We took the 40s off it, and then Paul and I, while Derek was cutting off those few extra pieces at the front, we took off the rear, the traction bar, the Cougar House Fab traction bar kit, the frame side traction bar mounts, the traction bars, and then we pulled the Bilsteins off. So it's still got the rear leafs on it and the front coilovers on, so that way we're able to set it down on its own weight after we make this cross member before we take everything else off for powder coating. So I can measure for the front driveline. I can call Tom Woods and give Tom Woods driveline, Tom there, let him know what that measurement is, and then we can measure for the rear driveline. It needs to be changed to a Ford style flange on the transfer case side anyways. So we'll get that shortened as well, and that flange stuck on it. So we'll take that off to Olympia driveline. And then we'll get back started tomorrow, guys. We'll continue. I was cutting out a few of the pieces as I was designing the Cougar House Fab Atlas cross member for the Chevrolet here. I got a few of the pieces cut out for the upper piece. It's going to be a 2-part setup. It'll have an upper piece that bolts to the Atlas, and then that will bolt to the factory urethane transmission mount, so that way it's easily replaceable in the future. You can just order up an OEM one, bolt it in, and be done. And then the lower piece that will bolt onto the frame, and then the lower side that the poly will actually bolt onto. So we'll bring you guys along with us then. But that's about 10 o'clock. We've been working today since about 11 o'clock to 10 o'clock now. So we're going to wrap this up, guys, and continue work tomorrow. It's been a little bit working on this truck. It's been a couple weeks since I've uploaded on YouTube. You know, we've just been redoing the lift kit, making the 6-inch lift. I'm sure you guys don't want to see the same thing all over again, so we figured we wouldn't drag you guys through that. So that's why we really haven't been uploading for a while. So, but hey, we're going to be back on a regular schedule now, so happy to be back. Tired. 10 o'clock at night. But alright guys, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. If you guys like what we do, you like Cougar House Garage, check us out at cougarhousegarage.com. Check us out at Cougar House Garage or Facebook /Cougar House Garage, and then Cougar House Garage on Instagram, guys. Follow along with all the projects there. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Later, Paul.